Welcome to today's video. The last pregnancy update, really the only official pregnancy update I've done, was where I sat down, talked to you all about my first trimester. So I'll leave that video linked up in the iCard if you want to check that out first. But today I am 21 weeks. I'm 21 weeks and 4 days as I'm filming this. And that matters. Every day matters because so much happens inside your body. So much is happening. So the closer you are to like the next week, you like feel like you need to celebrate that. So almost 22 weeks, which means I am over halfway through this pregnancy, which is crazy. It has gone by so fast. But time is also really weird. It also feels like it's been a long time since our embryo transfer. And since I've had any PIO injections, it feels like it's been a long time since that. And like it's gonna still be a long time till baby does come. So a few key things worth mentioning is we do know what we're having. We've talked about it in the past videos. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, definitely go check those out so you're up to date. But we did find out that we're having another baby girl. Super excited. And with that came our anatomy scan. I had mine at like 19 weeks around. And it's like an hour-long appointment. They just kind of go through everything with baby, look at, you know, the heart and all the structures. It's a quite long appointment, but it was really cool. Caleb got to come with me. He got to see baby, and so that was really special. And then we got our picture. Yeah, this is baby girl. This is such a good photo. When we got the anatomy scan with Nova, it was a really good one too. But you can see like just the cute little nose is just like a button nose, just like Nova, and just the profile is just really cute. We also got a USB with other pictures, so there's some of like the feet and like different parts of the body and other angles of the profile and stuff. And I even was able to get a video. Sorry, I'm so out of breath. That's definitely a symptom that I'll talk about. But I was able to get a little clip video of baby, and she, I guess I can say she now, she was sucking her thumb, and I've never seen that in an ultrasound before, so I thought that was really, really cute and just kind of fun that we caught that little moment. So everything went really well with the anatomy scan, and everything came back looking good, which is definitely a huge relief because the main point of that ultrasound is, you know, to check on baby. So we left feeling really confident and good about baby's health and everything like that. My placenta is still in the back, so there's no foreseeable issues with that, which is awesome. And yeah, everything just looks good. One thing I forgot to ask about is for her to check to see if there was an SCH, and I kicked myself after, so I was like, why didn't I ask? But I think the reason I didn't have it at the forefront of my mind is because I'm very happy to say that I haven't had any bleeding now for like a month, which is a big deal. No spotting, no bleeding. So I'm feeling really, really positive about that, and I think that maybe that part of this pregnancy is behind me, but of course, who knows, knock on wood. But I'm really, really excited to not be having that just stress. So at 21 weeks pregnant, my app, the bump, says the baby is as big as an endive. Now, I have never had an endive, nor, I don't think, I mean, maybe. Probably not. So that one I can't relate to as well. But this other app says eggplant. So we'll go with that. Which means baby's getting bigger. And that also means that I'm feeling way more movement now, and the kicks are getting stronger. At the ultrasound, she did say that baby at this point was breech. So feet down, which definitely I can tell because that's where like the majority of the kicks are. But obviously there's lots of time for baby to switch into the better position and be head down by the time, you know, we're 40 weeks. So there's no concern there, but it's definitely something that I'm gonna just kind of bring out to my midwife every time I go to check. Caleb was able to feel baby from the outside, although I feel like we never have time to just like sit down and have him feel. I'm definitely gonna make more of an effort to like get him, you know, to try to feel baby more, because it's such a special part of pregnancy. There was even one time that I had Nova in the rocking chair and we just kind of rock a little bit before going to bed, and her body's always like across my belly a little bit, and the baby was kicking really hard and she was like pressed up right against, and so I was wondering, like, can she feel that? And then I looked over at Nova's face and she kind of like had these eyes on her and she's like, so I was pretty sure that she felt it, which is really, really cool. And I know that as time goes on and she starts to get more of an understanding of like what's actually going on here, she might feel baby moving more, see it, and kind of put that together, because right now she's just more so like, oh, baby, it means mommy's tummy, but baby also means daddy's tummy. So it's just kind of like, you know, she's still young, she's only 2. So as for symptoms at 21 weeks pregnant, I definitely have more energy than I did in the first trimester, definitely. They call this second trimester like the honeymoon phase, and it's so true. You have a bit more energy, not super uncomfortable yet, you're hopefully not throwing up anymore, and so it's just like a nice time to like get things done and like, you know, that sort of thing. So it has been a fairly good second trimester for me. Have more energy, like I said, not feeling nauseous anymore. The biggest symptoms that I have that is difficult is I get really bad hip pain when I wake up in the morning, like all throughout the night when I'm sleeping. So whenever I have pressure on my hips, and of course when you're pregnant you're supposed to sleep on your side and not on your back, and so there's a lot of pressure on my hips, and that's just from like the ligaments and from everything just kind of loosening up and like getting ready, you know, for childbirth. But I had that a lot with Nova's pregnancy, but this time I feel like it's coming on stronger and faster, or earlier I should say, to the point where it wakes me up in the night, or I'm like so uncomfortable, or I wake up in the morning and I just like can barely walk because my hips hurt so much. So that hasn't been super fun. And I've also started getting my other symptom that I had with my other pregnancy, which is leg cramps or leg spasms, where it's like if you are sleeping and you kind of like stretch your leg out and then your muscle like is so gross. Your muscle like moves off of like where it's supposed to be, and it's excruciating. It hurts, man. Like I like wake up like holding my leg, like crying out, and Caleb's always like, what's going on? If he wakes up, that is. But anyways, that has only happened a couple of times. I've been like more aware of it, so I've been more careful with like how I move and stuff, but that has been a really annoying symptom. I think I've read that you can take magnesium and that could help, so I definitely should get on that. I had to change the battery on the camera, so the framing might be a little different, but like I was saying, symptoms, the other one is acid reflux. If I drink water or eat too close to bedtime and then I lay down, like just very uncomfortable, so I'll have to like stay on an incline until it all just kind of settles. I've also started just in the past couple days to get Braxton Hicks contractions, at least that's what I think. They haven't been super strong, but it's definitely that like tightening of things, and it's a very like distinct feeling, so I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. I also feel like that's starting earlier this time around than it did with my first pregnancy. Like the moral of the story with your second pregnancy is that things just start sooner and they're more intense. So yeah. Something else that is different this time around is I think that I not only started at a base weight that was higher than when I was pregnant with Nova, but I'm gaining more weight, I think, which is funny. I'm way more active this time around, running around after a toddler, going on lots of walks, playing outside all the time. I've only weighed myself once, and that was at the midwife clinic, because I don't own a scale. I just don't really want to concern myself with it too much or anything. And but I was a little taken aback by the number. I was like, okay, all right. So we'll see what happens at the end of the pregnancy. I feel like I might be getting to a point now where I'm tapering. I talked about this before, but it was almost like right away my uterus and everything just expanded and was like stretched out and ready to go the second I became pregnant. So a lot of it was very much bloat and just like, you know, just like my body already still looking kind of like that from postpartum and never really losing baby weight, but now I feel like I'm getting more like it's actually more baby and more pregnancy rather than am I making any sense? I feel like I'm tapering off a little, and now from now until 40 weeks I'm gonna like start looking a little bit more like I did from 20 to 40 weeks with Nova. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm just trying to say at the beginning I was big, but now I think it's gonna level out. We'll see though. I could be completely wrong and it could just be wild by the time I'm 40 weeks. We will see. As for stretch marks, I haven't gotten any new ones yet. I still have some like on my hips, and especially where I had scars from surgeries, those have like pretty defined stretch marks around those. But I haven't really gotten any new ones so far with this pregnancy. I'm curious to see what will happen. I was way more diligent with my first pregnancy with like oils and stuff, but now being a mom to a 2-year-old, I just don't really have time for that. Not worried about it or anything, but just curious to see how my body handles the second pregnancy compared to the first. It's always crazy to me to think about how much is going on in there, like how much baby's growing, how quickly baby's growing. This app is saying that she weighs almost a pound now, and that hair is even growing on the head, on baby's head, and you know, the skin is starting to get a little bit more pinkish, limbs are more proportionate, baby's brain is beginning to have a period of rapid growth. So it's all just so mind-boggling to me even still that all of that is happening like in there. It's just crazy. It's about time for me to start thinking more about birth and what my, you know, loose birth plan is going to be and what I hope for. I feel like this time I have kind of put that on the back burner of my mind a little bit because well, one, I had a plan with Nova and it went totally differently, which birth plans do, but also I don't have a firm idea of what I want this time. As much as I would love to try, you know, my way at having a natural or unmedicated birth again, like I tried with Nova, I just don't know if that's the best option for me this time because I do have a history of retained placenta. It's quite possible that it could happen again, and I just feel like I would be worried the whole time that that was going to happen, and then that I wouldn't have pain relief, and just unsure of if I didn't have an epidural how that part would go, like the afterbirth and everything, because it was intense. The whole thing was very intense. So I have a lot of thinking to do, a lot of soul searching to do in that regard. Maybe listening to some podcasts and things like that. I did talk to my midwife about it and she's very supportive of whichever way I do decide to go, but I don't have any like firm plan so far. The only firm plan that I do have is that I will be delivering in a hospital, and that is just a non-negotiable for me at this point with the history of retained placenta and everything that could potentially happen, which hopefully won't happen again, but there's potential for. So hospital is where I feel the most comfortable because of that especially. But yeah, that's the only thing that I actually have for sure figured out. So I have time, but I also feel like time is gonna slip away from me, so I gotta get, yeah, like I said, to thinking more about that. I'm so excited to meet this little one. I still can't believe that this is really happening, that this is really my life. If you would have told me this only like a handful of years ago, I would have believed you, but I'd also been so skeptical because just the journey was just really hard. So I'm feeling very grateful every single moment, even when there's hard ones, even when I just want to complain and, you know, be exhausted from being a mom and toddler mom, being pregnant, all of these things. I am always reminded of just how magical and special and wonderful this is, and how lucky and blessed I am. But now let's get to the bump shot and show you guys what my bump is looking like at 21 weeks with baby girl, or shall I say 21 weeks and 4 days. Every day counts. And yeah, I'll just go ahead and show you guys my bump. Okay, first of all, these pants that I have on, I just got them They're from Amazon and they're like lounge pants, but they are so comfortable. Oh my gosh. When I got the package, I literally ripped it open, put them on, and I could have cried from happiness because I was so happy to be in comfortable pants. And they're really cute. I got the green color. They have several colors. Anyways, I'll leave a link down below if you want to check them out, if you are also looking for maternity, like comfy lounge pants. I wore these outside too to the zoo, so they can be any kind of pants. But anyways, I just want to share that. Now onto the bump. This is my bump at 21 weeks with my shirt on, obviously. So it's getting more round, as you can see, and very obvious that there is a baby in there. It's getting bigger. Baby girl's growing. It does still seem kind of like on the low end, so I'll be curious to see if it'll like rise up as I get a little bit bigger. But that's my bump. So that's pretty much everything for this pregnancy update. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you are also pregnant, what stage in your pregnancy you're at, how many weeks are you, what are you looking forward to with your pregnancy. I'd love to hear that in the comments. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.